Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Data Dispatch. I hope you guys are having a great day. We can for sure see that Palantir Technologies has an amazing kickstart to the trading week, breaking a key resistance point at the 24 and now at the 25. There could be exciting things coming ahead of here along with price targets that have continued to increase. We're going to be talking about this in addition to even relative strength scores that are also increasing. I think what we're seeing here is a general shift in the market in terms of the perspective on PLTR and what we could specifically be seeing here with a run-up in the near future. We've been talking about a breakout. This could possibly be the moment. We're also going to be talking about, of course, the general market, big tech stocks that are really bringing the S&P 500, the NASDAQ, and the Dow all to these new record highs day after day. We're also going to be talking about NVDA continuing to soar. We are really seeing no signs of the AI demand that is cooling down. So if you are a new or returning viewer, hit that like button, subscribe for daily videos, and of course, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm collecting all the data and dispatching it to you. Pop it up on the screen here. We're going to be talking about PLTR first, utilizing MooMoo's interface. Now, what we've seen with PLTR right here, that key resistance point at the 24 zone. And we've seen multiple touch points right here. We see a breakout today pushing PLTR closing at $25. Now, what's important about the 25 is that, as you can see here, within the last time that we've seen the zone where a PLTR has been here is right before Q1 earnings. And then that's when we saw the pullback trading sideways in the 20s and the 21s after we saw a slight change in future guidance. Big things that we're seeing here, and what I can specifically see with MooMoo's tools right away, is that daily short volume is continuing to be at historical lows. And this is really important because this tells me as a gauge that institutional and retail investors combined are leading and changing their perspective in terms of more of a bullish position. And on top of that, we have trading volume, 54 million here, that is starting to pick up. And this is where the momentum can really come in. And like I said, this is coupling with the general market. Now, I am an affiliate with MooMoo. If you want 8.1% APY on your uninvested cash and up to 15 free stocks with a deposit, check out the link down in the description, of course, the commission-free trading. Now, going on to the markets right here, like I said, we have the general market that is up and doing very well today. And this is in light of some of the big tech stocks continuing to climb higher. We see Autodesk here, for example, jumping 6.5%, talking about here that they can nominate new directors to the board. We see Broadcom right here that is continuing to increase. And we see other stocks on top of, we've had recent good inflationary data regarding the CPI report that have correlated to show that the probability for those interest rate cuts is kind of still on the table and could be continuing to increase. And we have tech stocks that are continuing to climb. This is showing that the actual demand for AI is not slowing down. And this is where we kind of switch into PLTR here, specifically talking about the actual relative strength score on Monday rises from 88 to 91. Now, this is a big kickoff that we saw Monday morning that helped put a lot of momentum and pressure into the market, coming here from Investor Business Daily, tracking basically price movements with a 1 score being the worst and 99 the best score. This grade really shows you how the price movement over the trailing 52 weeks compares to all the other stocks in the database, and we're seeing that PLTR is rising in terms of the score at 91. Now, you couple this here with recently different types of firms, companies coming out and raising their targets on PLTR. Bank of America, earlier this year, talking about raising their price target to 28. You also see here in mid-June, and also different types of people raising their price targets here from $29 to $31. And Argus Research right here is also jumping on the table, issuing a buy rating on PLTR stock with a $29 price target, talking about a prioritization of private enterprises could boost the bottom line. So what are we seeing right here is that we're seeing a big switch in terms of the articles and the headliners that are being released. And you can see how this is coupling with the momentum that we're seeing within PLTR stock. And specifically, why one of the biggest game changers that we talked about is AIP. And I don't know what the main catalyst was for this, but all of a sudden we're seeing this shift in emotion. And also, we're seeing these price targets that are starting to increase across the line. Even those that have more of a bearish perspective on PLTR, utilizing valuation as basically one of the biggest pieces of criticism, which is important to not ignore. PLTR does trade at a very high price. We've seen right here, current price of sales 23.8 compared to the sector average of 10. Expensive stock right now, but that is because a lot of people are taking bullish bets that they are going to continue to gain in market value in the future, with the number one catalyst right here, the game changer being AIP, on top, of course, of the continuation of these stable governmental contracts like we last saw with the $480 million contract. So governmental contracts being stable are continuing to be released. We see this in the public line, in the shine of the media. This brings a lot of credibility and trustworthiness to PLTR and makes attractiveness increase in terms of those potential clients that we're seeing with the AIP boot camps. And we've seen numbers like 1,300 since AIP's launch. So AIP has been, number one, very successful. And we've seen a bigger conversions, and the stock has really been working to try to grow into its maturity in terms of its valuation, but the valuation keeps continuing to increase. So what you see is almost these two bottom lines that continue to rise. And with PLTR entering this possible breakout zone, it'll be exciting to see if these price targets here of 29 going to about that $31 area, if we're going to see a push towards that and possibly seeing any type of market movement towards the $30 area. Now, of course, once we have a lot of volatility that comes into the market, this is where speculation is going to continue to increase, and this is where risk assessment really needs to be considered, the PLTR, because with volatility coming in here, any types of changes with the stock, especially as we lead towards quarter two earnings, that's going to be happening about 2 months. We see earning per share revisions. The majority are in the bullish direction. This is where we could see large changes within the stock price. But nonetheless, of course, congratulating the momentum that we're seeing right here in the change in perspective across the market. Let's talk about here specifically NVDA, talking about how it could be worth more than $200 per share based on its free cash flow. Now, NVIDIA argument here is saying that it's still undervalued despite the run up lately, and basically the valuation utilizing its free cash flow here is saying it could be up over $200 per share or 53% or more. Talking about these strong free cash flow margins, let's take a second before really diving deep into this. Look at how fast NVIDIA has already grown. We've seen the 10-for-1 stock split, which brings more attractiveness just because the price for NVIDIA stock per share is now 1/10 of what it used to be. And this brings a lot of also activity to the option side of things, because now the ability to control 100 contracts with a options contract is much cheaper compared to, because now with that 100 shares in one options contract is at 1/10 of the price compared to what it is. So we're continuing to see these target prices that are increasing and utilizing all these different types of models, algorithmic models and free cash flow estimates and projections, estimating here $200 per share. So NVIDIA, the biggest leader in AI right now in the AI run, is showing no signs of slowing down. And this is really trickling into not tech stocks that are really helping bring up the whole overall market, but also specifically, like I said, that we've talked about with PLTR. And it really will be exciting to see what we test here in the near future. Now, wrapping up the video here, I want to know, what do you guys think this is all coming from? We see all of a sudden these changes in momentum and perspective and price targets that all of a sudden start headlining across. We see the increase in that relative strength score, and we're seeing different types of big stocks that are continuing to see these high price targets and big projections, basically by saying that AI is not slowing down. Do you think we're going to continue to see this rally, especially here as we are going to come up to some critical data that will be released from the Fed this week? We're going to be talking about retail sales data from May and also home sales, housing sales. That data is also going to be very important. And of course, we're going to be compiling all that and dispatching it to you. I really can't thank you guys enough for watching and for all the PLTR bulls that have been out there. Hey, now can be your time to celebrate, and especially it'll be exciting to see what happens. What do you guys think about this? Where do you think these price targets lie, and do you think it can become a reality in here in the near future? Let me know what you think. Peace out. Take care. Catch you guys later. Have a great night.